Hey everyone, this is Unlock24 and just want to remind you to keep your phone vertical and click that full screen icon on the bottom right. Now, I've been farming Mokuba every single time that he's come up, and I've done it successfully so far. Unfortunately, I haven't really gotten anything good. Just rares and like one super rare out of the like 5 or 6 times that he's come up. So nothing really good on that. But I do have a deck that I want to show you, and it's the way I will run a burn deck. I said when was it, Sunday, that I was gonna go ahead and show you my own version of the burn deck. And right now, the deck that I've been working with is well, let me change that out. Alright, it's this one. So basically, it's a deck centered around Lava Golem, and the deck tries to OTK as soon as possible. And then the only thing that I kind of wish I had another copy of is anti-magic arrows, or I wished I had at least 3 copies of it to run in this deck. But for now, I'm currently running one Lava Golem, 2 Dark NECROFEARs, 1 Big Shield GARDNA, 3 Sphere Kuriboh, 3 Doomdog Octhros, 3 enemy controllers, 3 Mask of the Accursed, 1 anti-magic arrow, 1 Curse of Anubis, and 1 Windstorm of Atakwa. So basically what you want to do is you want to set the Doomdogs and try to get to the Lava Golem as soon as possible. And if not, you try to stall out with Big Shield GARDNA. And Big Shield GARDNA usually takes a huge chunk out of your opponent's life points, because it's 26 defense. And most people are running like 1800 monsters, so that's already 800 damage. If not, they attack it with something lower and they end up taking way more damage. But the whole the whole thing about this deck is that you want to OTK as soon as possible. And the way you do that is that you summon Lava Golem to their side of the field, and then after that you enemy control one of your monsters, take control of Lava Golem, attack for 3000, end your turn, and then Lava Golem will burn him for another 1000. And that's basically what I've been trying to do. And I haven't really, well, I've lost once with the deck, but everything else was a win. And then the deck's super consistent. It's really good. However, I think going forward, I am gonna take one of the Dark NECROFEARs out because they seem to be clogging up. So I might put another fiend of some sort, maybe a something to do beat down with. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna be replacing it with, but I will be replacing it. But anyways, if I did run a burn deck, this is what I'd be running. I'd be running dual standby, so that way you'll start out with 5 cards in hand, and this is the setup basically that I would run. But let me go ahead and show you. And if you want to stay till the end of the until the end of the video, kind of had a little brain fart there. But anyways, if you want to stay till the end of the video, I'll show you my 2 farm decks, and I do have a full video on them in my playlist. So if you want to check them out, you can go ahead and do so, and I'll leave a link down there in the description below. Alright. So these are all in Platinum 3, I think. Either Platinum 2 or Platinum 3. I do standby. We start out with 5 cards. And I did start up with an Octhros, and he did start out with like 2 monsters right out of the bat, so that's really good for me. I can go ahead and search for the Lava Golem since it destroyed the Doomdog. And then next one I can go ahead and tribute his 2 monsters, and then mask the Lava Golem also. And here I don't want to use up all of my mask on the Lava Golem, because he can easily tribute for it, or tribute the Lava Golem, and then I'll be out of a mask. And then they're the reason I use the Kuriboh, because I want to fill up my graveyard with fiends. So as soon as I draw my my Dark NECROFEAR, it's live. And here he activated the headline just to make space for a soul absorption, which I haven't seen that many people run that, but I guess this guy is. And the enemy controllers make it to where you have a lot of options to OTK. And if you can get him below like 2,000, most of the time you can OTK with the enemy controllers. And this is exactly what happens in this game. And then the anti-magic arrows they're just there to finish the whole thing up, so he doesn't trigger or he doesn't activate anything in response to the attack. And that's the reason that I wished I had another copy at least to run in this deck. And this one I'm going second.
Duel.
I did get the Lava Golem and the Mask, and here, fortunately for me, he does take 2,000 out of his life points right off the bat, which is always a good thing for me when they pay life points like that. And I was thinking he was gonna be running something other than this card, and I don't know. I don't even know why he's running that. And here he's gonna take 1,000, then 500 during my turn. Localized tornado, which I actually had to read what that card did whenever he activated, and it just shuffles everything back. Which I have no clue why he's running that, or maybe he was just giving up at that point. And I was hoping that I did get to play like a Phoenix deck or a Materia deck, but I'm kind of too low rank to be encountering those decks, I think. I don't know how the deck would do against those decks. Which I am running 3 Masked, and then I am running the Lava Golem, so I'm thinking I have a really good chance against the Phoenixes and against the Notorias, because you can just tribute off a ton of the, or 2 of the Notorias, or they tribute off the Phoenix. But I honestly don't know what the deck does against them. But you can see where the Dark NECROFEARs are really cloggy, and that's, I think, one of the reasons I will be taking one of them out, because like I said, they're just getting cloggy. I think I might put a maybe a security orb, or maybe what is a blacksmith kotetsu, I think it's called, to where I can search out for my mask whenever he gets destroyed. Oh, I should have seen that that animation. That animation was actually, it's one of my favorite animations in the game. I accidentally clicked on that screen, so we weren't able to see it. But overall, that Dark NECROFEAR animation, one of the best in the game, in my opinion. And the deck he was running was kind of interesting, because he was like a removal fiend type of deck, and he can always get his cards back with the Alchemist. And another thing that I like about this deck is that once you start rolling, or like after mid game, you can actually start attacking and start going on an attack, and not just wait for your opponent to just get burned down. You can actually go ahead and start attacking. Right, which one? That was against Bakura, yeah. The next one's against Pegasus. And I was hoping that I could farm Mokuba like to where I can get and what is it, one of the Ice Fire Dragon things that he has, and maybe try to do a deck for maybe tomorrow. But so far I've been completely unsuccessful farming him. Well, not unsuccessful farming him, but rather unlucky because I don't get any SRs. I do get up between 7,000 and 8,000 dual assessments against them.
Duel.
So I already have a Lava Golem, so I can go ahead and search out for a... Oh, and one thing is that at first I was gonna run the deck with a with Parasite, and that's why I had the Jade Insect Whistles. But at the very last moment, I copied it to Taya with Dual Standby, and I completely forgot to take out the whistles. But anyways, the whistles I changed them to the Mask of the Accursed, because in this particular version I was only running one. And here's another thing that you can do with Dark NECROFEAR. The defense on Dark NECROFEAR is just massive. You can just stall for a long time with just the defense on it. It's a 28 defense. And here I was really hoping for that enemy controller, and I fortunately drew it. And if not, I could have just stalled anyways, and that still wouldn't be. It would have still be. I would have still won, but I did get the guy. Just hoping that I get the enemy controller, and luckily I did. I think this is the last replay that I have recorded. Let's see.
Duel.
So said enemy control inside GARDNA. And here I don't know what he was thinking attacking with a 100 attack monster. So he ended up taking 25 damage, and then he activated that, which I don't know, he was running a weird deck. But he did take a massive amount of damage attacking to the GARDNA. And there he attacked to the Octhros. He saw a Lava Golem, and then he basically surrendered because he couldn't do anything. Alright, so that's it for the burn deck. Here, let me show you the deck list once again, just in case you missed something in the very beginning. But there it is, and now let me show you the decks that I'm using to farm Mokuba with. The deck's actually, well, it's the same with Tail. This is for what I'm using for level 30, and it's basically a standard Unhappy Girl or Unhappy Maiden deck. I don't know what you want to call it. I've heard it being called several names, but this is the deck I'm using. Really generic. You can actually farm several people with this particular version, and I use this to farm the level 30 Mokuba. You can't use the other one because level 30 Mokuba has Poison of the Old Man, and if you use the other one, which is Elements Unite, he most of the time will just win in the very first turn. Alright, and this deck works against the level 40 Mokuba, which you can go ahead and give it a try. And this one is almost guaranteed always 8,000 dual assessments. The one I finished farming at the end at the beginning of this video was at level 30. But this is the deck I'm using for the level 40 with Elements Unite, which I think everyone should have. And these guys, they're changeable. You can change them. There's another more expensive version that runs. Let me show you right quick. If you have it, you might consider running it as well. It's a Gravekeeper Recruiter. What? And Grave. Let me find it. I should have just spelled it out, the whole thing. it's usually 3 of these guys. So if you have 3 of them, go ahead and substitute the crystal series for it, and then you can do wands instead of jars of greeds or shard of greeds. Just use whatever it is that you have. The supremacy berries actually aren't needed. You can put maybe good goblin housekeepings instead of the supremacy berries, because there's no way Mokuba can do damage to after you tribute summon for like 8 guardians. So the shooting starbow seal, you can also run the what is it, the I think there's room something. Hold on, let me find it for you. I'm probably sure that you know what it is, or dark something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but as to where you can attack directly with a monster under 1,000, you can run that. Just put in whatever it is that you have. It doesn't have to be this specific version. It doesn't have to be the Thunder Dragons either. If you don't have the Thunder Dragons, just put in a Red Eyes and a substitute to summon the what is it? Maybe a Meteor Dragon or any fusion that's at least 25 or more. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Thunder Dragons. I'm only using the Thunder Dragons because it's a little bit faster. But if you want a detailed explanation of the deck, go ahead and check out the link in the description. I do have a full farm video. I think it'll be redundant for me to do another one since there's already one made. But anyways, that's gonna be it for today. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And if you enjoyed my video, I would really appreciate if you subscribe, and if you enjoyed it, go ahead and leave a like, and if you dislike it, leave a dislike.